Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. My name is Olivia. Today is March 8th, 2019. It is my 5th FlossTube video. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I really appreciate you popping by every couple of weeks to find out what I've been up to. And if you've just found me, welcome. I hope that you will hit the subscribe button so that you won't miss a video. Today, it has been snowing here. In fact, it has been snowing off and on for the past couple of days. It is not sticking. It's just falling in either like a sleet, freezing rain, big fat snowflakes kind of mixture as the storms move through and off to the east. My husband keeps saying it's March and so it's not supposed to snow. Why is it still so cold? And I remind him every time that it is still technically winter. So hopefully in the next few weeks we will see our temperatures kind of rise up into what is normal in these parts, but it is kind of fun to see the snow coming down. I wish it had come a little earlier, because the day before yesterday it snowed pretty much all afternoon, and I know that if it had been cold enough we would have had a couple of inches. But I'm ready for spring. It's been a long winter. This past one just seems to have started early and kind of dragged on. So I am looking forward to spring. Not looking forward to all of the yard work and the weed pulling that is in my future, but I am looking forward to the warmer weather, and with spring comes summer and then autumn. So that's really what I'm looking forward to, is autumn. Even though this autumn my daughter will be going off to college, and I'm not looking forward to that. So I'm looking forward to autumn, but I'm not looking forward to her going off to college in the fall. So anyway, so I hope that everyone has had a very productive couple of weeks stitching. I know that there's been a lot of great things that came out at market. I only bought one chart. Hasn't come. I hope maybe it'll come next week, and that way I can show you in the next video. And there are some things that I know that I will buy down the road, but it's nothing that I need right now. The one thing that I am excited to see is I think his name is Gary of Fiber Talk. He did just a brief little interview with Alma from Blackbird Designs, and she said they have another series coming out. So I hope that it's going to be awesome, because I absolutely love Blackbird Designs charts, and so I am looking forward to seeing what that is going to be. She did show her new releases, and I know that, and I think the book is called In Friendship. I know that I'm probably going to return for that book. So there are a lot of awesome charts that I know are in my future. There was one, and I was going to write it down. It's by Shakespeare's Peddler, and I don't remember what the name of it is, but it's super cool. And I know she showed it in her last video, and I'm trying to think. I think I saw it when like a Fiber Talk episode, but I don't remember the name of it. But it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I know that I will be buying that. Absolutely beautiful. So let's see, shout outs. So this past week I kind of caught up a little bit on my FlossTube watching, because the week before I got hooked on a new Amazon Prime video called The Widow with Kate Beckinsdale. It was so good. If you have Amazon Prime, go check out The Widow. It was so good. There's like 8 or 9 episodes. It's a mini series. So go check it out. It was fantastic. It was so good. But because I was watching that, I was doing it while I was sewing and stitching. So a lot of the times I would sit there and I would have whatever I'm working on in my hand. I'd be like, because it was so awesome. It was so great. So go, if you have Amazon Prime, it's called The Widow, Kate Beckinsdale, go check it out. It's awesome. But this past week, I caught up on my FlossTube watching. And the one thing that I do when I'm sewing is I will turn on FlossTube and I will let I will let YouTube auto pick for me. And so this one person that gave me a shout out, I'm following her now. I started following her a little while ago, but Lori from Once Upon a Stitch gave me a shout out. And she was one of the ones, there's like a handful of them that I thought I was already following because I've seen all of their videos, but come to find out, it was just auto playing. And so, after a while, you watch a lot of FlossTube, and before long you think, oh, if it's popping up, it must be because I'm subscribed. So she's really awesome. I always enjoy her videos. She is a quilter just like me. And we kind of quilt, our quilt fabric tastes kind of ride the same style. And I always really enjoy when I see that there is, that she's posted a new video. I get enabled watching her sometimes because she'll show something and I'm like, I have to have it now. So go check out Lori from Once Upon a Stitch. And thank you so much, Lori, for giving me a shout out. Vonna, the Twisted Stitcher, gave me a shout out in her last video. And I just about fell off my chair because I was sewing and I was listening to her because I've started to pay attention when other FlossTubers mention new people that they're watching so that I can write them down and go watch them myself. And then she was talking about like stitching and doodah she talked about, and so I was able to, I had never heard of them before, so I was able to check out their last couple of videos, and they're a hoot. But Vonna gave me a shout out, and I just about fell off my chair when I heard her say my name. It was like surreal because when I first got back into cross stitching, I checked out Vanna's finishing tutorials for her ornaments, and I think it was just the ornament finishes, and then her bow, she makes those cute little bows. And then I've watched the flat fold finish, but I still haven't quite had the gumption to try that yet, although I know the flat fold finish will be in my future. But I have always enjoyed watching Vanna's videos after I discovered that she was on FlossTube. But prior to that, I enjoyed her blog posts, and I've watched, because she'll post a link to her tutorials, but I didn't know that she was a FlossTuber. So I was really glad when I discovered that and was able to watch some of her videos and see what she had stitched prior. But she has recently picked up quilting, and she has just taken to it, and I've really enjoyed her progress, and she's even teaching classes now at her local quilt shop. And so I really enjoyed watching that whole journey. I think it's great when somebody takes that leap into quilting and they just take to it and they pick it up and they just really enjoy it, and I like seeing that. So thank you so much, Vonna, for your shout out. And then this other gal who gave me a shout out, I was auto playing and her video came up, and it was the video that she did after the 24 hours of cross stitch that her and her mom had done. And that's Jen from Quirks and Stitches. And so I enjoyed hearing about that. And then she said my name, and I was just, wow, I can't believe that she said my name. And I immediately went and made sure that I was subscribed to her because I did enjoy her video. And it was the video where she showed kind of like how she organizes her whips. And it's fantastic. I mean, she is like the queen of organizing whips. And so if you've never checked out Jen from Quirks and Stitch, you need to go find her, watch her videos. I'm going to go back and watch her from the beginning because I've caught her too recent. And like right now, I'm watching on Instagram, she's doing March Madness, so every day she has a new stitch. And when she shows all of the stuff that she's stitching, I have a hard time finding one that I wouldn't start because I love everything that she is working on. I mean, she's just a fantastic stitcher. I also enjoy hearing her stories. She's great, and I can't wait to start from the beginning and go forward from there. So go check out Jen from Quirks and Stitches and the last FlossTuber that gave me a shout out is Melissa from the Daily Mel. And I was very honored that she gave me a shout out. She is a very awesome stitcher. And when she only has a couple of FlossTube videos out, and so I plan to go back to watch her first two. But in her third video, she was showing all of her progress, and she's working on some of the Mirabilias. And I think she's going to get started on a Mirabilia that she had already worked on that got lost during her move. And it totally broke my heart because she was a long ways on that and it was absolutely stunning. I hope she finds it, but I know she's going to restart it, which is probably what I would do. But she is a fantastic stitcher. A lot of great things that she's working on. I can't wait to continue to watch her progress. And so go check out Melissa from the Daily Mel, M-E-L. Anyway, so I'm just looking at my notes because I had to keep notes because in my last video I forgot a bunch of stuff. So over the past 2 weeks, I hit 1,500 subscribers. And so that was so awesome. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. Every time I see that new subscribers have, popped over and started following me, it's just such a joy. I'm so honored that so many of you guys are, coming back to check me out every couple of weeks. And I enjoy the interactions. I've met a lot of great stitchers. And I have enjoyed reading through everybody's comments, recognizing people from like Instagram, even from FlossTube that I have been watching for a long time now. I just really, really appreciate it. And so that means I'm going to do a giveaway. So you'll have to stay tuned till the end to see what it is that I'm going to give away. And the question's a good one too, because I've never heard anybody ask this before. So stay tuned to the end. Okay, so I'm going to do a really quick shop update because in my last video I showed some things that I was adding to my shop and Stitchers gobbled them all up, and I'm so appreciative, and so I have worked to kind of add stuff back into my shop, and so I'm going to show some of those really, really quick, so bear with me. The first one that I am adding into my shop is peacock feathers, and I think that's what I called it, was peacock feathers. And so it's got kind of, ooh, my phone is casting a shadow, but it's got the peacocks, and then right in the middle it's got a cute little heart, and that's the back. And then there's this one, which for some reason makes me think of the 4th of July. And all of these have my grandma's vintage lace because she had a bunch of it. And so this is another one, just some cute little flowers. On. And then there's this one, which definitely says spring to me. And this one. And here's the back. And then this one here. And this one, some vintage shoes. And this might even be called vintage shoes. And here it is with black. And one last one. And I had a few more that I had added to my shop yesterday, but a nice stitcher, she gobbled them all up, so they will be heading out to her today. Anyway, so those are uploaded and in my shop. If you're interested, pop over. It's Pumpkin Hollow Quilts on Etsy. I also have some other stuff in there, so if you're interested if you're in the market for some grime guards, go check it out. No pressure, no pressure. But I just thought I would show those since I have them finished and they're uploaded to my shop. So, and to all of those who bought the project bags that I showed on my previous video, thank you so much. A lot of you have left wonderful reviews and I so appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so one thing that I forgot to do in my last video. So in the prior videos, I had a couple people ask me about my glitter village, and They wanted to know what threads I was using and what fabrics I'm using. And I know I showed the progress on it, but I forgot to mention what I was using. So here is my Glitter Village, and I forgot to give it a quick little press. I just pulled it out of its bag so I could show it again. So the fabric I'm using is 32 count raw silver Belfast linen, and it has a glitter to it, and the glitter is a gray glitter. It's not overpowering at all. It looks fantastic with these little houses. And I saw last week that the next house has released, and it's going to be the middle house, which will go down here, and it's a church. And it has a little stained glass window. I love it. Can't wait for it to come. So I need to get back to that. So 32 count raw silver Belfast. I got mine at 123 Stitch. And I am using all of the called for classic colorworks. And here they are. They're kind of all tangled up. I just grabbed them out of the bag right before I started filming. The only one I'm not using, the only two I'm not using, is I am not using the bamboo, because bamboo does not have enough variegation to justify the cost. And so in its place, I'm using DMC 3865, I think. And I will make sure that I have the information in my blog post, and so you can just pop over there. The other one that I'm not using is, it is charted for some sort of like a metallic, I don't know if it's a silk, but usually when you hear the name, and I can't think of what the name is, it's the French one. And it's charted, I want to say Belle Soie, but I don't think that's right. So I decided, because I think it was like $4 or $5 for it, and I thought I'm not going to spend that kind of money on some metallic thread. So I ended up picking the DMC metallic braid, and if I had to choose again, I would have picked Krynic in its place, because the metallic thread that I'm using, even after I drag it through the beeswax a couple of times to condition it, it still unravels as I stitch really bad. And so you can only cut like tiny, small strands, even like a 5-inch strand. You can get a couple stitches and it just starts to, untangle. And so it's such a bummer. I wish I would have had the foresight to pick the Krynic instead, and I'm not going to pick it out at this point. Each one doesn't have a tremendous amount of metallic stitching in it, but if you're thinking about doing if you're thinking about stitching them, I would not recommend the DMC metallic threads. I would probably say go with like a gold Krynic. I think the Krynic is much easier to work with than the DMC. So that's just my 2 cents. But anyway, so there's that information. I bought all of my floss thread at 123 Stitch. I even picked up the metallic thread there. You can get the Krynic there too. You can pretty much get the whole thing. They have all of the charts available. So if you're thinking about it, it's really, really fun. I know it's going to be awesome when it's finished. I can't wait. It will hang right there Christmas time when it's done, right next to the vintage tree. So I'm excited for that. Let's see. Okay, so I got some haul this past week, or I should say my husband bought me some haul this past week. Or no, last week? I don't know. Within the last 2 weeks, my husband has bought me some haul. And so the first thing he got me is the Trilogy Giggly Wiggles reindeer. He thought this one was really funny. And I would pop it in up close because this reindeer right here has a really cheesy grin on his face, which it's really funny. But it's got like a black, you can't really tell. I mean, even when I'm looking at it, I can't really tell, but in the chart you can see that he's got kind of like this cocky grin, like I'm gonna dump those guys right off of me. So very cute. I think I might finish this, when I'm finished stitching it, I think I might make it into a bell pull. I think that would just be a great size for one. And then he got me Booby. And I think mostly he got it just because it's Booby. It comes with the beads. And I don't know how to say that name. Heinzit? Very cute. He keeps asking me when I'm going to stitch it. So I might have to stitch it up soon. It just makes a little ornament. It's super cute. I can't wait. I mean, come on, it's got a skull. That's just awesome. And he bought me the Sweetheart Tree the Sweetheart Tree is the company. It's called Pins and Needles. And so when I was first looking at this, I thought that the directions for the needle book were in here, but they're not. It's for this. And so I think that this one I might finish in on top of maybe a little box, or maybe try to figure out how to make a needle book for it. But it's really cute. So excited about that one. And then I bought some haul. And this is Blackbird Designs Spring Blessing. I'm super excited about this one. I love Blackbird Designs charts. Can't wait. I'm gonna frame it. Probably in something very similar, the dark blackish gray. I love it. Excited for that one. And this is Birds of a Feather, Sally Spencer. I know that there was a stitch along for this one last year, and I think that there's still some stitching up on it. I really like this one. I've liked this one for a while, and I think it's just the colors. It's, you know, dark blues and teals and red, and I think it's just gonna make a great little sampler to put on my future sampler wall. And I think this one I might stitch in the summer as one of my summer stitches. So I like that. And then this one. So this one I have to tell you. So this particular one was a stitch along last year. And so what happened was I had actually found it on Pinterest and really, really liked it. And I went and I put it in my cart at 123 Stitch. And then a few days later, they sold out of it. And I was really disappointed. But I got it, you know, because Halloween's coming up. And I think this was like in the summer. And so a lot of people are starting to think about Halloween and you know, getting that stuff stitched. So I was like, well, I really like it. And so I looked around for it, but everywhere I looked, it was sold out. And so I was really disappointed. And then a few days after that, I discovered there was a stitch along going on. And so then I started seeing it everywhere. And so I did like it, but I was afraid that because so many people were stitching it and I was seeing it so much that I would fall out of love with it, because that happened on two other things I was stitching last year. Both of them I struggled with. Both of them had been stitch-alongs, and both of them I had just seen flooding Instagram and Facebook, and so I had completely fallen out of love with it, and it was a struggle. I finished them, but it was such a struggle. So I was afraid that if I bought this one, that would also happen. However, here we are, many, many months later. I still keep circling around it, and so I finally decided I'm getting it and I'm gonna stitch it this year, and that is Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. And so this one, it was very popular last year. A lot of people are gonna recognize it, but I'm gonna do it. I absolutely love it. I still love it. I should have bought it back then. I didn't. I talked myself out of it. And it was only because I was coming off of those two stitches that I absolutely struggled with. And in fact, one of them I bought because this one was sold out. And I think that also might have played a little bit into it. So I'm excited about this one. I can't wait to get to stitching it. Yeah, so stay tuned. It'll be a late summer stitch. And then I picked up some of this 32 count charcoal linen. Is that what it is? Charcoal Belfast. Because I am going to stitch up probably in May. And this is my working copy, Stars and Stripes. And this was Seasons in Chalk by Hands On Design and Priscilla Blaine. And I printed this out of my, because I have a subscription to Just Cross Stitch magazine. And so when I signed up 2 years ago, I think it's been 2 years ago, I got 2 previous years of back issues. And so I just went in and downloaded them and then flipped through them one day when I was at the gym and really, really liked this one. I think this was pre the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch FlossTube. And so, but this year I'm gonna go ahead and stitch it up because I really, really love it. And then I will probably frame it. I'm thinking a red frame. So I'm excited. Charcoal Belfast from 123 Stitch. Okay, so that's all my haul. And showed Glitter Village. So now I'm gonna show you my finishes. So the first finish, and I forgot to grab the chart, is Spring ABCs by Little House Needleworks. And so here is my, and you're seeing the tree behind it. Hang on a second. So I got it all finished. I finished it, when did I finish it? I don't remember when I finished it. Maybe I finished it over the weekend, maybe. But here it is. I used all DMC and I stitched it on a piece of 32 count Vintage Country that was left over from a Halloween piece that I did last fall. And I had meant to fully finish it, but this past week just kind of got away from me, and I ended up kind of getting a tension headache that just would not go away, and I was afraid that if I even attempted to finish this, I would mess it up, and that would be awful, awful. So hopefully this weekend sometime I will get this fully finished and hanging up in its or on its board. So used all DMC. I did switch out a couple of them, which I will make sure to put in my blog on my show notes, and I will put that link down below. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I feel like there was one thing that I was gonna say. I don't remember. Anyway, so that brings me to my other finish. So after I finished my Spring ABCs, I hope I didn't say Winter ABCs, Spring ABCs by Little House Needleworks, I stitched up Lizzie Kate's Spring Small. I've had this easel since last year, and this is just, I mean, it's just a chalkboard. It's just, there's no magnets or anything. I just finished it on a piece of mat board. There's a little bit of batting behind it, and so it just fits right in here. It's not attached. This little button here I got from my very good quilting friend, Retha, during our 25 days of Christmas exchange last year. And so I made sure to snap a picture and send it to her to say, here it is in the wild. And so I used, so the bow I made using the Twisted Stitchers tutorial, Vanna. She has a really great one, and it makes a great bow every time. And then I just used a piece of gingham ribbon that I picked up from Hobby Lobby a while ago. All DMC. I think I changed all of the colors, I'm pretty positive. So I will make sure, I have them all written down, and so I will make sure to put those in my blog post. But I really love it. It turned out fantastic. It was so quick to stitch. It took me one day. And I plan on, I do want to stitch the little pillows and finish them into pillows for my 3-tiered tray. But yeah, it was so much fun. It was so fast, especially coming off of spring ABCs, because I think that one took me about a week and a half. And now I've started on a bigger project. So when I'm not sure that I'm actually going to stitch the little pillows this year, but I do know that I will be picking up the summer smalls, because I like how this finished up. It's just a cute finish, just something to have hanging around. So I know that you can still get these easels at Michael's. They don't look like this, but they do have them. And they're not very expensive, because I think when I bought mine, regular price was $6.99, and I know I bought it with like a 50% off coupon. So, but they do have them. They're just a little bit different now. And I think they have 2 different colors. So, you know, if you're interested and you want to do something like this, Michael's has them. So, a lot of fun, a lot of fun. And that also brings me to one thing that I don't want to forget to mention. So, I made the tulip wreath following Priscilla and Chelsea's tutorial that they uploaded last week, or the week before. Maybe it was the week before, yeah. So I don't know if anybody knows this, but Michael's takes competitors' coupons. And so for me, the competitors in my area are Joann's and Hobby Lobby. And so if, like, for the tulips, for instance, the tulips were buy one, get one free. And then I had a 25% off my purchase because I am a rewards member at Michael's. And so every now and again, they will send you a 25% off your purchase as a thank you for being a customer. And so it's off of stuff that's not on sale and stuff that's on sale. So the tulips were on sale, buy one, get one free. And then I had 25% off my purchase. So it ended up, the bundles of tulips only cost $1.50. And the wreath form, I want to say it's a grapevine wreath, but that might not be right. The grapevine wreath was not on sale, but Joann's had a 60% off coupon. And so I was able to use the 60% off coupon on that, which ended up making my wreath right around $20 to make. But I will use the wreath for many years. And because there's no glue involved, you can unwind the wire and add different flowers. So it has a double purpose. So anyway, I thought that I would just mention that you can use competitor coupons at Michael's. And for me, it's Joann's and Hobby Lobby are their competitors. And also Joann's will take competitors' coupons too, except most of the time their coupons are much better than Michael's, so, you know. Anyway, so if you're not sure, when you get up to the cash register, just ask them, do you guys still take competitor coupons? If you do, whip out your phone, whip out your coupons, and show them. So anyway, that's just my little shopping tip. Okay, so I'm going to show you progress. I started Spring Has Come by the Prairie Schooler, and this is one of the charts that Deborah of Canopied Stitches on Instagram sent me to borrow, and I'm having a fantastic time stitching it. Get something behind it. So here is my progress so far. I switched out, so in the chart it has the bunny, and so I switched it out for a chicken. So that's my progress so far. My progress was slowed down somewhat because I did have, just a nasty tension headache all week, and so I didn't get as far along as I wanted to. So I think right now I'm just right above the house. Oops. Well, I'm really loving it, really enjoying it. One thing I did do is I did change out some of the colors, and so I will make sure that I put those in my blog. One big change I did was the house here. So let me get in closer. So the house is kind of a two-toned, and I didn't really like it, so my house is going to be red. So I hope it works out. If it doesn't, I'll have to rethink it. I think it'll be okay because it's going to be these two colors right here. So, and I also have to think about my frame because the frame that this is going to go into is red. So I think it will go really well together. I'm stitching it on a piece of 32 count Lugana that I tea and coffee dyed using Fauna and the Real Housewives method. So anyway, that's my progress so far. I'm using all DMC. And then I just want to show, so my spring ABCs. So I had said that there was, it was a leftover piece off of, where are my words? A leftover piece from another cross stitch that I had, that doesn't even sound right. It is, never mind. I can't find my words. So the piece of 32 count vintage country that I used for my spring ABCs is the piece that came from this one that I did last fall. So this is Lizzie Kate's Halloween rolls. And I stitched this, I started it the very end of August, and I finished it the first part of, the first 2-3-ish weeks of September. I used all DMC. I think it turned out really, really great. The only thing that I was super bummed about was that, let me look. Okay, so when I was stitching this, I wanted it to be matted. So I wanted to find a frame, and then I wanted it to be a matte cut for it. And I wanted the matte to be in like a dark purple. So, but when I got to Michael's, and I'm explaining to the lady, so I'm like, I want, you know, a narrow matte, and then I want it to curve around and kind of frame my piece in. And she's like, well, unfortunately, we don't have the tool that can cut the circles. We have to send it out, and it won't be back till after Christmas. So that wasn't gonna work out for me. I just went ahead. This frame here is out of their everyday value. And so for the time being, it's okay. It's not what I want, but I know that at some point I will finish it the way that I want to, because I had them leave the fabric long. And then maybe when I finish my autumn at Hawthorne Hollow, I will take that to a framer, and then I will see if they can cut me a mat, and then I will just get a different frame for this one too, and I will have it finished the way that I envisioned it being finished. But for now, it is finished. I do like it. I did it in all DMC threads, and I think it turned out great. I really love it. It was fun to stitch on, and you know, if you're thinking about stitching it, go for it, because I had a lot of fun. They go really fast once I got past this up here. It went really fast, and it was really fun. And I had it ready and up in my house in time for my Halloween party, and that was really my ultimate goal. I was on a mission to finish it before my Halloween party, and it was done, and it was up on the wall, and it looked fantastic. The only thing I wish I would have done differently is the fabric itself, because it hangs in this room. It's vintage country mocha, and it looks exactly like my wallpaper. So that was the only thing. So I don't know that it's gonna hang out here this year. It might hang out in the other room or down the hallway. I haven't decided yet, but when it was hanging up on the wall, it just sort of blended in, and so that's the only thing I wish I would have done differently, is hang it or pick a different fabric. But it was within my price range, so I went for it. Anyway, so I got a couple of quilts, mini quilts here to show before I go. And this one here is a spring one that I did last year. It's my own pattern. This is just a Dresden plate that I finished, or that I made out of my scraps. And then just a cute little bird perched on a flower, and the yo-yos I stitched on myself. And it was a lot of fun to stitch. And then I quilted it, just kind of doing whatever. So I really liked that one. And it hangs on, there's my closet door, that's where it hangs, and it's just right over there so I can see it all the time. And then this other one that I think I finished the year before, this was called Patchwork Rabbit, and it was a freebie on Craftsy, and I'm not sure that it's still available anymore because Craftsy became Blueprint, and I know they booted a lot of designers off of there. So I'm not sure that this one is still a freebie, but if it is, all you need are some 2.5-inch squares and you're set. And a puffy little tail. I think this was some fur that I had for something else, and it was just the perfect backdrop. But yeah, so that one was a lot of fun to make. And I think that's it. I was going to show you one other quilt, but I think I will save that for my next video. A lot of my quilts for spring are here in this chest, and I still haven't got it out yet. So like my living room is showing winter and Valentine's. So I will get some of those out the next 2 weeks, and then I'll have some of those to show you. It also holds my my Halloweens are not in there anymore. It holds my 4th of July. So this chest holds like spring, 4th of July, and fall, some of the fall, and then my Halloween, they're buried right now. So lots of fun quilts coming up to show you. I can't wait. So plans. I'm going to continue working on Spring Has Come by Prairie Schooler. Almost said Plum Street, because I'm thinking about Plum Street. So I'm going to work on that. And then I have to work on Hello Spring by Plum Street Samplers. And then after that, I don't know. I might try to work on my Blackbird, let me wrestle it out, this one. And so I think that might be the end of my spring stitching, because even now I'm starting to get antsy for some of the ones I know that are coming up. I do want to get back to my Queen of Freedom, and so I'm not sure yet, but I definitely know that I'm gonna finish. Man, why can't I think of the name? Spring Has Come. Ugh. Spring Has Come by the Prairie Schooler. And then I'm gonna go work on the Plum Street, because I have that box that I showed a couple of videos ago that's gonna need its spring face thingy. And I do wanna stitch this. And then that might be all I'm gonna stitch for spring this year, because I'm already starting to look at summer and kind of some of the ones that are in my rotation that I know that I want to stitch this year. So far that is my tentative plans. As we all know, plans change, and mine change all the time, because I'll see something and be like, ooh, shiny, and I have to go stitch that. Like my one market purchase that I've made so far that's not here, and it's probably a good thing that it isn't here, because if it was here, I would want to stitch on that and nothing else. And so hopefully I will have that to show you in my next video. So yeah, I guess that wraps it up. Oh, I forgot about my giveaway. Oh, that's awful. Okay, so 1,500 subscriber giveaway. Wow, I can't believe that I forgot. Okay, let me get it. Hold, please. Okay. 1,500 subscriber giveaway. I am giving away this project bag here. It has some of my grandma's vintage lace on it that she gave me because she no longer wanted. And so it's just a cute little spring bag. to hold your spring stitching. So my question is, what is your favorite TV miniseries that you absolutely love and enjoy watching whenever the mood strikes you? For me, I have two. One of them is Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice with Colin Firth, and The Thornbirds. Haven't seen The Thornbirds in a really long time. I remember it used to be on TV a lot more in the 90s, and I probably haven't seen it in 20 years, but I remember I loved it, and I would watch it every time it would come on. I think my grandma has it on DVD, and I might have borrowed it from her way back in the day, but I love that one. And Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, honestly, I could watch it all the time. I love it. It's my favorite Jane Austen book and movie. It's my favorite version of the movie. And then if I had to pick like close seconds, it would be Persuasion. I love Persuasion, but that's not a miniseries, that's a movie. So what is your favorite TV miniseries? Tell me in the comments below, and I will pick a winner right before my next video records. If you have any questions, you can always leave them in the comment section below. If you have any, if you need to get a hold of me to ask me any type of questions, my email will be below. You can also find me on Instagram, Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. I do have a Facebook page, Pumpkin Hollow Quilting. Yeah, so I think that about wraps it up today. My husband and I, he's grocery shopping right now, and I know he's going to be home very soon, and then we're going to go junkin', as Lori from Mischievous Stitches calls it. It's just a church rummage sale up the road, but I like junkin', so we're going to go junkin', and so that's going to be kind of fun. And I don't know, who knows what you'll find, so I'm hoping I'll find some good stuff, maybe some good cross-stitch stuff, but we'll see. Anyway, so that about wraps it up for me. I will be back in 2 weeks. However, you will see a video from me in between the 2 weeks because I have a product review to do from mybobbin.com. So I'm excited about that. I haven't opened it yet because I think you have to do it as an unboxing. So look for that. But otherwise, I will be back March 22nd, and my children will be home for spring break. So my husband says, well, I'll just take the kids and we'll go somewhere. But if not, I'll either be here or I'll be out in my dungeon. So look for that around, well, I guess it would be the 23rd is when it's going to upload. But I'll be back in 2 weeks. So yeah. And then I will, and the only thing that I think that might conflict with that is that we are on baby nephew possible arrival wait. Yeah, baby nephew possible arrival wait. Yeah. And like my brother, he called me right before I was doing my video, and he's like, hey, you might want to keep your phone near you because my sister-in-law is, having some stuff going on. And so I told him, I'm like, well, if I get over there and she's like ready to deliver and I have to deliver him, does that mean I get to name him? And he's like, yeah, yep, totally. You get to name him. So if that happens, his name's going to be Oliver Starlord. Isn't that a great name? Oliver Starlord. Can you tell we're sci-fi geeks? So anyway, so that's the only thing that I can think that might infringe on the day that I am filming, because her due date is more towards my next video date. And so my two little nephews will be here, which their names are, Elijah is Thor and Liam is the Flash. And believe me, they live up to those names big time, because my little nephew Liam, he is the fastest child on the planet. I mean, he can be right next to me, and then the next thing I know, he's up on the roof. And I'm like, how did you get up there? Like, I'm right here. Like, how did you get on the roof? So anyway, we're very excited. I'm so excited to be an auntie again. So that's the only thing I can think of that might infringe on my next video. So anyway, so that leaves, oh wow. So I better get off here because I'm at 50 minutes. So don't forget to enter the subscriber giveaway. I will be back in 2 weeks. I hope you guys have a great stitching, great stitches coming up, that you're, you know, like gonna have some awesome market purchases. Don't forget to set your clocks 1 hour forward this weekend. Anyway, so thanks so much for stopping by. Don't forget to hit the, oh, and that's another thing. So the giveaway, tell me what your favorite mini-series is. Make sure you're a subscriber. Hit the like button. Make sure that you are 18 years or older or have parent permission to give me your address. And I think that's everything. Anyway, I will see you in 2 weeks. Happy stitching, everyone. Bye-bye.